From all of us here at Jets Class, we want to wish you and yours a very happy holidays. It means so much that you guys are spending a portion of your week here with us. We have so much on this episode that we want to get to. My arch rival, NYJ Matt, he's joining so we can debate him a little bit. Unfortunately, there is no playoffs for the Jets this season, but we do have a reading of a Night Before Jetsmas that you are not going to want to miss. But before we get to any of that, we're going to start it the way that we always do. It's the Takeoff. I don't believe that Robert Saleh has lost this Jets locker room, but I do believe that that is dangerously close to happening. And the biggest reason why is this culture of excuse making that has just consumed this team. The Jets are going to miss the playoffs for the 13th straight year. They're going to miss the playoffs because of their anemic offense. Yet instead of trying to find a fix, it's like this team is just fixated on what they don't have, who they've lost to injury, and what they still need. No one in that locker room wants to hear that. These are players who are busting their you-know-whats in the film room at practice, putting their bodies on the line in games. They want a staff that is hell-bent on finding a way to make it work with them, getting the most out of them, winning games with them, and that's not what's happening here with the Jets. So why do you think Allen Lazard is saying what he is after games? Garrett Wilson's backing him up. Breece Hall is liking what he is on social media. Coaches can survive losing seasons, playoff-less seasons, injury-riddled seasons. What they cannot survive is when they lose the locker room. And while that has not happened yet for Robert Saleh, the makings are there, and that is scary. All right, it is time now for one of my favorite segments on this show. It is Connor Versus, and it is presented by Monmouth University. Explore further at monmouth.edu/amplified. You guys know how this goes. We bring on a competitor. I debate them with 3 Jets topics, and today we are bringing on none other than my arch rival, my arch nemesis, the man I hate more than anything in the world. Just kidding. I love you. It is NYJ Matt. Matt, thank you so much for joining, buddy.
Thanks for having me, man. Ready to go.
The offensive line, it has been a complete and total disaster for the Jets this year. Do you believe they can fix it in one offseason to keep Aaron Rodgers upright next year?
It'll be tough, but I think they can, right? They need 3 new guys. I think Tittman and AVT will be there in 2023. But in 2020, the Chiefs were embarrassed in the Super Bowl. Next offseason, they get Joe Thuney, draft Creed Humphrey, draft Trey Smith, and then trade for Orlando Brown. So do I trust Joe Douglas to do it and get the right guys? At this point, his track record, I don't know. But it can be done, but they do need a net new 3 guys on that offensive line.
So here's my thing, Matt. I agree. It's been done before. We've seen it done before. Other teams have done it successfully before. The Giants, heck, they did it midway through 1 year. I just can't believe that the Jets are going to do this when Joe Douglas has had 5 seasons to do this, and he hasn't. I mean, look at the offensive line that was out there. Left tackle Mekhi Becton, that's a first-round pick by the Jets. Laken Tomlinson, major free agent signing. Joe Tittman, a second-round pick. Right guard, okay, I'll chalk that one off. That was a disaster there against the Dolphins. The right tackle, Billy Turner, a guy that the Jets signed to be a swing tackle, playing in a swing role, and he was inept. I don't know what else they can really do because every year they say, let's fix the offensive line. And every year it still stinks. I've been covering this team since 2014. 1 year they've been good, 2015, and they still fell short of the playoffs. I don't know why I would think it'll be any different this year. There we go. All right, I got one. All right, I got you there, Matt. We're going on to topic number 2. We just found out that Aaron Rodgers has plans to play at least 2 more years for the Jets. He's given them 2024. He's given them 2025. My question, will the Jets win a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers at some point over these next 2 years? Go.
It's tough. I'm the most optimistic fan you can have, and as you can tell, I'm a little bit indifferent right now for the current regime, but why not? Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback for 2 more years. Do I trust Douglas to build around him? I don't know, but as long as he's the quarterback, every year you're going to have a top 10 Super Bowl odds, and the Jets have an elite defense. So if you can get 4 to 5 new starters on offense, which is a tall task, but if they can do it, I think the Jets have a chance to run the table either in 2024 or in 2025.
I want to say yes. I want to say yes so bad because I believe in Aaron Rodgers. I still do, believe it or not, believe in Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh, but I just can't bring myself to say it for no other reason than this. This was the year that I really thought the Jets were going to do it, and 4 plays into the season, their star, their everything, Aaron Rodgers, ruptures his Achilles tendon. At this point, I don't know, man. I just feel like they're snake bitten. I feel like there was a blood oath made by Joe Namath that is not going to be broken until something ungodly happens. I just can't imagine anymore after the way this season has gone for this team, when everything was going in their direction, that they'll find a way to win one. Honestly, for no other reason than it's the Jets. That's honestly how I feel right now. Oh! I bring you on my show, and now you take me down. All right. We're evening it up here. It's 1-1. Yeah. It's 1-1. Final topic that we've got. This one is the tiebreaker. 1-1, all evened up. Should there be a coaching change for the Jets? Should there be a change at the top in Robert Saleh? Go.
There probably should be. You can't lose by 21 to the Chargers, who have been terrible this year, 26 to the Bills, and then a combined 64-13 to the Dolphins twice. But we're living in Aaron Rodgers' neighborhood. If he wants Saleh back next year, he will be back. And at that point, you got to run the table with him. He's a player's coach, but right now losing the locker room a bit. I lean probably yes, but if Jim Harbaugh or Mike Tomlin become available, I'm going right to them first. I
don't know how a major change is going to fix anything, right? I mean, you're going to have to now bring in a brand new offense, which does that work with a 39, 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers? Does it not? You're going to have to change players that were drafted for this specific scheme. And again, if you're going to blow it up with Saleh, you're not going to now let the GM pick a second new head coach. So you're going to have to fire the front office as well, which means that this entire offseason, you're going to have now new people bringing in the scouting department, new people coming in the pro personnel department, just blowing it up. There's so much that goes into that because you're not just going to make a change at head coach. This isn't like Saleh's going out, Ulbricht's taking over, and you're just running it back with that group. So honestly, I think at this point, firing Saleh or moving on from Saleh would do more harm than good. You owe it to him. You owe it to fans. You owe it to this team. Just give it one more year with how it was supposed to look with Aaron Rodgers. And if it stinks next year, then you go ahead and blow it up. Matt, my first loss. I can't believe it. I've been doing this Connor versus segment this entire season, and this is the first loss I've had. And of course, my first loss comes at the hands of you. I'm not going to lie. I'm disappointed and I am embarrassed.
We'll take the win any way we can get it. We'll still have our battles on Twitter. I'm sure you'll win a handful out 100%. There, but for now, it's been fun, and thanks for having me on.
No problem, man. We'll definitely have you on NYJ Mike as well. Make sure you guys check out their YouTube page as well. Matt, plug it. Go ahead. Where can they find you guys?
NYJ Matt on Twitter, and then Broadway Jets YouTube.
"'Twas the night before Jetsmas, and all through Florham Park, not a creature was stirring, not even a QB in the dark. The pennants were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that a Lombardi trophy soon would be there. With Woody in his chain and Hackett in his cap, Rodgers went down and the offense took a nap. MetLife Stadium brought such a chatter, Garrett said the garbage turf was the matter. When what to my wondering eyes did appear, a return of Zach Wilson is what all Jets fans feared. But a speed bridge makes a recovery so quick. In under 12 weeks, Rodgers' Achilles was fixed. The offensive line fell and new linemen came. Saleh said, "Next man up," and called them by name. Now Brown, now Warren, now Mitchell and Tittman. On Schweitzer, on Tucker, on McGovern, and Becton. Though the season's start was so less than grand, the Jets persevered, a determined band. So they went to East Rutherford, where the Jets play with might. The Giants might play here too, but Rodgers calls it Jet Life. As fans peered through their seats, all excited and proud, down the tunnel strolled Saleh, confident and unbowed. He was dressed in Jets green from his head to his toe, and his playbook was ready for the big festive show. And then, in a twinkling, we heard from the crowd, "Jets, fireman Ed chanted so loud." In the huddle, they gathered with focus and drive, ready to keep their playoff hopes alive. "Run it with Brees, don't throw the ball. Now dash away, ball." But as soon as Zach Wilson let the ball fly, he had fans wondering, where was this guy? Allen, Mahomes, Hurts, and then Stroud. This defense puts their greatness in doubt. that he played without falter, with skill and with might, securing a win to the huge crowd's delight. So up the standings, to the playoffs they flew, with a team full of weapons, and maybe Aaron Rodgers too. And then a date with the Dolphins kissed those playoffs goodbye, but maybe, just maybe, one day, this Phoenix will rise. So ring in a new year, and Jets fans can look to the light as we chant Happy Jetsmas to all, and to all, a good night.
Thank you so much for joining this episode of Jets Class. Again, I know how crazy this week probably is for you, so the fact you took a little bit of time out to spend it with us here, it means the absolute world. If you want to catch all previous episodes of Jets Class on your way home from wherever you're spending the holidays, you can catch us across SNY's digital platforms. That is YouTube, that is Facebook, that is X. If you're going to watch us on YouTube, you know the drill by now. Subscribe to SNY's YouTube channel. Like all of those Jets Class videos. Leave a comment if you want, just because it helps us spread to additional Jets fans. If you want more of me when I'm not looking like Clark Griswold, along with the rest of the Jets pregame live crew, you can catch us before the Jets take on the Commanders on Christmas Eve. That's Sunday at 12 p.m. That is Jets pregame live on SNY at 12 p.m. We'll see you there, and happy holidays.